Shut up! You can't shut me up, sir. I will not shut up. You're a very big fool. I'm not a fool. I'm an officer with integrity. Ladies and gentlemen, what happened on Tuesday wasn't a movie. It was real, it was live, and it was unscripted. Minister Nyesom Wike and a naval officer went head-to-head in Abuja, and believe me, the tension could be cut with a knife. So if you've been hearing bits and pieces of this Wike versus Naval saga and you are confused, don't worry, I've got you. Let me walk you through everything that happened. No filters attached, but first things first. My name is Margaret Osazua, and you are watching So This Happened, where we break down the biggest stories that had everyone talking this week. Now guys, here's the gist. On Tuesday, November 11th, 2025, at Gaduwa village in Abuja, the Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, went out with a team from the FCTA to inspect a piece of land, plot 1946. But when they got there, surprise, surprise, soldiers were already on site, blocking them and claiming they were acting on orders. That land, according to reports, belongs to former Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Awwal Gambo, retired. Now guys, back to the gist. Wike questioned the legality of the development, insisting that the FCTA never gave any approval. Show me the documents, he said. You have no documents. We cannot continue with this impunity. Where is the approval given to you? How can that man at his level, even if he has a problem, he cannot reach me to say, I'm sorry, sir. See what I have? You send soldiers to intimidate who? We are all from this country. You cannot be higher than the government. Now, the officer on site, Lieutenant A.M. Yerima, stood his ground, saying everything was properly approved and they were simply following instructions from the Admiral. We are not here to intimidate anyone, sir, he said. He said that papers were complete and he submitted them. That from there, things went from tense to explosive. If I permit me to say, it went from 0 to 100. Wike said the military would never develop that land, and Yerima countered that he was an officer of integrity just doing his job. Then came the verbal crossfire that got everyone talking. Wike said, shut up there. Yerima responded, I will not shut up. Wike said, you are a very big fool. Guys, you would think that was the end, but it turned into serious gbege. As a very furious Wike said, as at the time I graduated, you were still in primary school. You must kill everybody here. And the officer fired back, I won't kill anybody. Now, eventually, Wike told him to get out before turning to address journalists. He explained that he had already spoken to the Chief of Defense Staff and the Chief of Naval Staff, emphasizing that the FCTA would never tolerate illegal land development or intimidation by anyone, even a former service chief. Meanwhile, guys, as expected, the reactions came pouring in. Former militant leader Asari Dokubo said the officer should be disciplined and possibly court-martialed. Legal expert Professor Sebastian Horn said Yerima's actions were unlawful and that obeying superior orders does not excuse illegal behavior. On the other hand, the Minister of Defense, Mohammed Badaru, said the matter is under investigation and that the military would protect any officer performing lawful duties. And just when it seemed to be dying down, the coalition of military veterans criticized Wike for insulting a uniformed officer, saying such language disrespects the institution of the armed forces. In fact, the former Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Yusuf Buratai, retired, has warned that the confrontation between Minister of the Federal Capital Territory Nyesom Wike and the Nigerian Navy officer in Abuja represents a clear and present danger to national security and called for urgent corrective action. Buratai, in a statement on his verified Facebook page, said Wike's conduct during the exchange transcends mere misconduct, and undermines the authority of the Commander-in-Chief and the integrity of the armed forces. Well, guys, it seems everyone has picked a side though. Now, the real question is, who was out of line? Was Wike right to confront the officer the way he did, standing up for government authority? Or did the naval officer deserve more respect as someone simply doing his job? Or again, could it have been handled better behind closed doors? Let's talk about it in the comment section below.